The year is 2025. The United States grapples once again with the weight of capital punishment. On March 8th, a stark reminder of this struggle unfolded in South Carolina. Brad Sigmon, 67, was executed by firing squad. His death marked a somber milestone, the first firing squad execution in the U.S. since 2010. This event sent shockwaves through the nation, reigniting the debate over the death penalty and its methods. It also brought into sharp focus the ethical and legal complexities surrounding capital punishment in the modern era. Sigmon's execution, only the fourth by firing squad since 1976, forced the nation to confront a difficult question. Is this method of execution, often described as archaic and brutal, a justifiable form of punishment? Or is it a relic of a bygone era, one that has no place in a society striving for justice and humanity? The answers are far from simple. Brad Sigmon's journey to the execution chamber began in 2001. He was convicted of a horrific crime, a double murder. The victims were his ex-girlfriend's parents. The details of the crime, brutal and chilling, shocked the community. Sigmon, facing the full weight of the law, was sentenced to death. His case, while undeniably tragic, became a lightning rod for debate. For some, the sentence was just. They saw it as the only fitting punishment for a man who had taken 2 lives. For others, the death penalty, regardless of the crime, was a step too far. They argued for alternative forms of punishment, ones that focused on rehabilitation and redemption rather than retribution. The debate, deeply ingrained in the fabric of American society, was far from settled. Sigmon's case, like many capital punishment cases, was fraught with legal challenges. His attorneys, dedicated to ensuring their clients' rights, fought tirelessly. They filed a petition for clemency, arguing that Sigmon's crime stemmed from an undiagnosed mental illness. They also challenged the state's use of lethal injection, citing a lack of transparency about the drugs used. Their arguments, while compelling to some, ultimately failed to sway the courts. The Supreme Court, as is often the case in emergency appeals, declined to intervene. Sigmon's legal team, deeply disappointed, expressed frustration at the lack of information surrounding lethal injection drugs. Their concerns resonated with advocacy groups, who saw this case as emblematic of a larger problem within the criminal justice system: the firing squad, procedure, and debate. The use of the firing squad as a method of execution is rare in the United States. South Carolina, however, allows inmates to choose this method over lethal injection or the electric chair. The procedure itself is chillingly methodical. 3 volunteer employees form the execution team. They are armed with rifles, hidden from the condemned's view. The condemned is strapped to a chair, a hood placed over their head. The shots, aimed at the heart, are intended to be swift and fatal. Witnesses to Sigmon's execution described hearing 3 shots ring out, the silence that followed deafening. The method, while designed to be quick, is not without its critics. The future of capital punishment. Brad Sigmon's execution by firing squad has reignited a decades-long debate in the United States. The death penalty, once widely accepted, is now facing increasing scrutiny. The use of firing squads in particular has drawn condemnation from human rights groups. They argue that this method, with its echoes of a more brutal past, is inherently cruel and unusual. The debate is further complicated by the ongoing struggle to find humane and constitutional methods of execution. Lethal injection, once considered the most humane option, is now plagued by botched executions and shortages of drugs. The search for alternatives, however, is fraught with ethical and logistical challenges. As states grapple with these complex issues, one thing is certain: the conversation about capital punishment in the United States is far from over.